Sul, hello, and Labus. Welcome to another episode of the Payne Family Ultimate Decades Challenge, where we are exploring history through different locations and different, experiences. And so here we are in Egypt, where Simas is. We haven't forgotten about him. It's just been a crazy couple of years. And honestly, I'm just kind of looking at 1336, hoping that it gets here quickly, which it should now, because it's a bit of a reprieve from 1336 to 1339, where there's just not as many things going on. Thank goodness. So we're checking in on Simas in Cairo, Egypt during the Mamluk period. And Mamluk translates or means roughly one who is owned. So a bizarre aspect of medieval culture is that enslaving Christians was illegal if you were Christian, and enslaving Muslims was illegal if you were Muslim, but both would enslave each other in the fallout of wars and raids, and pagans obviously fell into neither religious branch, and so they were often preferred because everybody could take them. Unfortunately, slavery existed in the Middle Ages in a lot of different places and in a lot of different forms. It existed pretty much all over the medieval world in one form or another. The Mamluk period lasted from 1250 to about 1517 in both Egypt and Syria, and it began after the last Ayyubid ruler was overthrown, and they placed one of their own on the throne in his place. However, it's kind of interesting how that happened, because originally the first sultan of the Mamluk period was in fact a woman named Shahar al-Dur. She'd been wife to the previous Ayyubid sultan, who'd allowed her great power, including making important governmental decisions while he was away fighting in the Crusades. And after he died during the 7th Crusade and his heir was eliminated by the Mamluks, Shahar al-Dur was made sultana for the sake of continuity. After 3 months, she married a Mamluk man who would become the next sultan, but even in this capacity, she was still allowed to order edicts and hold power for several more years. Important things to note about the Mamluk period, especially the Turkish period of the Mamluk era, which is the time that we're in now, is that it was a meritocracy, which is quite different to most other world powers at this point in time. And during this time, advancement in both the army and in social status is dependent on skill rather than place of origin or bloodline. So it's very different to a lot of other cultures that are in power at this point in time. Mamluks were usually slaves born in tribes surrounding Egypt or Syria or in the Caucasus Mountains, though occasionally also from further away areas like what we know now as Germany and Hungary, among others, who were trained very intensively in both Islam and military warfare. And upon completion of their training, Mamluk soldiers would be manumitted and serve in the army, at which point they would be considered the elite, they would hold bureaucratic power, and they would be respected as members of the higher social class. The power base of the Mamluk Empire was Cairo, which is where Simas is now, and while it isn't as likely that Simas would have become a Mamluk soldier given his age, it isn't out of the realm of possibility either, given that he's already been to war and he's had some training. I'm imagining that one of the guys he was on the ship with saw the potential he had and sort of recruited him in. Most Mamluks came to Cairo as boys and were raised to respect their patrons for the opportunities provided to them, but some were given over by their families who knew that this would be an opportunity for them in the long term. Because at this point in time in this area, things are not particularly safe. Of course, there's been the Crusades against this area for a while, and there's also been the Mongol invasion recently, and both of those led to massive depopulation. So a lot of people didn't have very much security in their lives at this point in time in this region, and some families made the choice to give their children to the Mamluk army. Some few also came over from Europe by choice to sell themselves to the Mamluk army, also with the goal of bettering their futures, which is a really odd thing to imagine, but there you have it. But yeah, this is where Simas is in Cairo, Egypt, as a Mamluk trainee, currently learning to read because that was part of the training. So there we have it. I'll see you when we get to the next house because there's a few birthdays today, but I thought we probably all wanted to know where Simas was, and so we'd better check in on him. So here we are at the Hagen holding where, These guys are still struggling with the loss of their mom. It just happened for them 3 months ago. Oh my gosh, sick me. But it looks like Rollo and Ivor are trying to cheer each other up. But today we're here because it is, in fact, little Signy's birthday. She doesn't look very happy about it, but I'm hoping everything goes well because I don't know how much more tragedy I can take at this point. It's been a rough couple of years. Oh, she seems to have bounced back. Let's go ahead and get that cake out, even though this house is horribly set up for cake. But, okie dokie. Okay, Signy, happy birthday! Yay! Poor Leif. Oh, I don't know that Leif is ever gonna get over this. Signy's aged up to become an animal enthusiast. What a great personality trait. And what aspiration will she have? First one never counts, so it will be number 3. A motor kid. That's pretty interesting. Leif, do you want to pop some candles on that bad boy? Then we'll go ahead and modify her and see her rolls. And everyone send some positive vibes, please. Please. Okay, so for Signy to survive her child age up, she cannot roll the numbers 3, 9, or 19. The first one doesn't count, so she's fine. She's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Ooh, okay. I thought for a second there that she was going to end up having a vision or hearing or both impairment, but as it turns out, it was fine. Okay, so that's the only birthday here for today. Oh my goodness. Why don't you try to, I don't know, comfort each other maybe? Console about the death. Can complain about your problems if you want to. I'd prefer if you didn't blame each other. Oh, Leif. Are you and your son both going to go and cry it out together? That's depressing, father and son. Oh, this bassinet's also depressing. Oh, everyone's going to do it? Oh, fair enough. Girlfriend, can you go to the bathroom, please? And another thing that's depressing is that all of these herbalism plants are here and nobody knows what to do with them. Leif doesn't even have enough gardening to be able to evolve these. Oh, look at the twins sitting here together, commiserating with each other. Well, at least they're not calling each other toad lickers or anything. At least there's that. Okay, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Maybe he's just goofing around. Maybe seems so. Oh dear, these poor kids. What are you doing over here, Eric? Just waiting your turn to ask for some advice? Well, okay. Kiddo, where are you going? To cry in the tent? Oh gosh. Well, on the upside, I guess once these kids start to become teenagers, maybe they'll be able to help their dad with this, but honestly, the weather here matches the vibe, the mood. It's rainy, it's depressing, and it's dark. But at least Signy's okay, and the rest of the kids have their relatively easier birthdays coming up, so they should be, oh, I'm not even gonna say it in case it goes wrong, but they have the easier roles left. Not as many of the more challenging ones. But on that note, with these guys sort of depressed and depressing, we're gonna go over to the main household because there's another birthday there today. And there's also going to be a goodbye there today. So I'll see you when we get there. Here we are at the Payne family, and look, it's so much nicer weather here. It's not raining, it's sunshiny, there's even sun rays coming down. I don't know what these kids are doing, but they're out here. And everyone's sad about the loss of Itis. They must have gotten word except for, oh no, there she goes. She's sad because everybody else is sad. Heidi, actually, do you mind terribly cleaning that up and then making some Food. Graham seems like he's doing fine. I mean, he's sad about Idas's passing, but he's just kind of hanging out. Buddy, what are we doing with you? Who are you going to be? Why don't you go and practice archery? Are you crying? Sorry, pal. Sorry. You've lost so many siblings. It's so sad. Graham, are you going to ask for advice or to enthuse about candy? I don't know that you've ever had candy a day in your life, buddy, but okay. Are you two chatting with each other? Are you going to chat nicely or is it going to be a mean chat? Graham, you are such an interesting character. And then Heidi, maybe you can call everyone to the meal. I mean, Nox already ate, so he's not going to need to, but okay. Alice doesn't like mischief, that's fine. Are y'all just standing around in here? Okie dokie. Well, what a mixed bag of emotions we've got here. We've got little Harper looking a bit sneaky, Graham looking depressed, Heidi looking happy, and Alice looking bewildered and lost. Oh, what can we do? But the birthday that we have here today is one Mrs. Payne. Heidi, that's right, it's your birthday today. So little kids, will you come and sit around here if you don't mind? And that way you can at least support your mom while, oh, everyone can come and support mom. Okay, come on, Heidi. Heidi, let's go here. Buddy, where are you going? Go ahead and sit down. Why are you itching? Are you sick? Well, too bad. Okay, Heidi, go ahead and make a wish. Make a wish, Heidi. Happy birthday. You're becoming an adult today. Can you believe it? Hey, where's Alice going? Yay, your kids are celebrating for you. Your sons are, at least. Yay, and your husband. Nox is really singing his heart out over there. And Graham, can you please put some birthday candles on here before anyone gets any fast ideas? Congrats, Heidi! You're grown up. Oh yeah, look at you go. You're proud of it too. She looks so happy, doesn't she? Ugh. She's had a pretty good life, I feel like. Okay, kiddo. Harper. Oh, they kissed autonomously, a little bit strangely, but they did it. Alice, I couldn't help but notice that you broke the sink. Do you want to go and talk to that mini goat? Yeah, you can hug it. You can ask about sure, whatever. You can pet it. And then Heidi, could you please actually come up here and sweep? Because unfortunately, even though it's your birthday, it's not like we don't get any fun stuff on birthdays, my friend. As for you, could you please go and craft some nectar? Yeah, prairie grass works. Oh my gosh. Look at the view out the window. And while we're here with Heidi sweeping away on her birthday, let's go ahead and find out. Is she going to survive her adult age up? She can roll the numbers 3, 6, 11, 13, or 18. First one never counts, so... Oh no. Oh, God. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, we had really good luck for a while. You know, this adult age up, it's a tough one. Like, it's really tough. It's one of the hardest age ups that isn't baby. Well, and elder. But I mean, just feels like we've gotten so unlucky lately. And I know it's not really true. I know that it's, you know, we had so much good luck for so long, but it's kind of tough, you know? It's been kind of a tough couple of years. Oh my goodness, who's breaking all this stuff? Which one of you? Where are you, Esmond? Esmond, go ahead and make some more nectar if you don't mind. Are you two just goofing off? Well, fair enough. What are you doing? Throwing stuff away? That's very nice of you, Alice. Thank you for being a good kid. Helpful, thoughtful. I forgot about the chickens. Maybe we can call the chickens in because they don't need to be wandering around late at night. Oh, Heidi. Yikes. But today is also the day that Graham is going to go off on his apprenticeship. So I guess it's good that he's sitting here chatting with his brother. Oh my goodness. Kid? Look at him. He's so rashy. Dang, dude. Are you okay? Well, I guess get a good nap in before you leave. We actually won't get to see his place that he's going to apprenticeship today. We'll see that next year once it's kind of like toned down a little bit in terms of how crazy it is around here. But you can go to bed too, just for a bit. But yeah, I imagine that he's gonna leave tonight, so everyone will have to say goodbye to him when that time comes. But we won't get to see it this year just because it's kind of, it's still a little bit busy before it starts to slow down. We'll check in with him though in 1336 to see where he's landed and what his life is looking like. But on that note, I'll let these guys sleep and I'll check in with you in the morning. Okay, and it's that time. It's the middle of the night. Everyone's bummed. Everyone's sad. But Graham's just saying goodbye to his parents. His siblings have come to see him off. Esmond's probably giving him some last bits of advice. Heidi's thinking, oh my gosh, another baby. Another baby going out into the world. Another child leaving on an apprenticeship. I imagine it is so hard to send your child off to another home. And in this time, it's not like they could call them. They wouldn't be able to check in with them as easily. But having an apprenticeship is an opportunity for a better life. And so I think that they're all very happy for him, even if they're sad that he's not going to be there anymore. Oh, Graham. I really like this kid. He's got so much personality. Look at him. Oh, and his little... And Knox has come over to prank him just a little bit. Oh, before saying, I love you, bud. You're gonna really enjoy your apprenticeship, getting to learn new stuff. Graham doesn't look sold on that, but I mean... Oh my gosh, Graham really doesn't look sold on that. Graham looks like he's thinking to himself, what is this guy even talking about right now? He never had to leave. Oh, but he shoots a smile at his mom. Oh, well, that's an awkward hug, guys. Oh, he also doesn't look so sold on the idea of hugging his sister, but... Oh. And that's that. Graham's off to have his new apprenticeship, and I will check in with him, but it'll be a while before he sees his family members again, so... In the meantime, we'll let him go. Oh, and everyone's going to bed while Graham is sadly going off to his apprenticeship. Buddy, it's okay. We love you, little bud. See you soon. So here we are at the Greystroke home because it is, in fact, Jefferson the First's adult birthday. So he's due for an age up as well. What is that in the background? What is happening here? Oh, whatever. So Dovili's in here making a cake. Last episode, Dovili actually was a cake thief, but I let it go. Oh, none of his kids want to sit with him. They're all sitting other places. Everybody's sad, except for Jefferson has quite the sentiment. He still wants to flirt with Idis. So apparently even death can't make him make better decisions. Dovili's really sad, but hopeful about this pregnancy and loves cooking. So I guess that's what's going on, but all of the kids are depressed. Every single one of them. They're so sad about the loss of their aunt. I imagine that Dovile and Idas would have like basically been at each other's houses all the time. They would have gotten together all the time. They would have had their kids hang out together all the time. I don't imagine that they would have, you know, lived terribly separate lives from each other. So I imagine this was like a really big loss for her. Can you please add some birthday candles for your dad if you don't mind? Because he wants to go to work as a cobbler, so it's about that time. All right, everyone. Let's get Jefferson's birthday over with. See, is he gonna make it? Oh, the kids are all singing in tune. Well, in tune with each other. Oh, congrats, Jefferson. You've made some pretty cute kids, even with your questionable desires. And up he goes. He's an adult now. Dang, can you believe it? Listen, he's got good genes, just bad instincts. So let's see, are you going to make it, dude? For Jefferson to survive, he also cannot roll the numbers 3, 6, 11, 13, or 18. First one is from before, so he rolled badly too. I'm telling you, this adult roll is so crazy. This is like no bueno. Oh. And he's already been pled for before, so whatever the role is for him is just gonna be what it is, so. Oh my gosh, we have had like the worst luck though lately. Like, everybody who's had a birthday has rolled badly, it feels like. James and Heath have a difficult family dynamic? Why? I thought you were just... Oh my goodness. Dovile, you're gonna have to come and discipline this kid. We don't let this happen. Oh my gosh. Do they both need to get disciplined? Guess not. Jeff, you can go to work if you want to. He doesn't know what's coming in the future. Meanwhile, Jefferson II over here is just being the sweetest kid ever. Since when? Hey, boys, what are we doing here? Oh my goodness, it is all kicking off. Oh my goodness, guys. Do you need to be put in timeout? No, I guess not. Okay, well, fine. Fair enough. Gosh, okay. Well, strange news from here. Jeff, too, is also on Grimm's list. And the boys are all fighting with each other, and Dovile is going to give birth at the beginning of 1336, and that'll be her final baby. So things are a bit strange here, a little bit odd. But on that note, I'm going to leave these guys here, and I'll see you when we get to the next household. All right, and so here we are at the Narva household, or formerly the Narva household, where it is now just Lena, Daina, and Vitalia. Irma's actually come to visit, so maybe we can come and invite her in, and maybe we can introduce her to Daina, her half-sister. Grimm is still here. I'm not sure exactly how I would have showed Yelu's death, but yep, we pled with Grimm. Grimm said no, which actually brings up something that I've been trying to get to for a long... Lena, are you coming, or... Something I've been trying to bring up for a while, which is that basically... At the beginning of us starting this challenge, Grimm was so kind to us. He would often give back our family members. I think it was like almost 100% of the time. It was something like 85% of the time he would give them back. But he's been not so nice lately. And that actually fits really well with a theory that I have about why we had such good luck to begin with. It was based off of a pattern that I noticed that I'm planning, I'm trying, I'm hoping. How do we claim you as our dependent? Maybe we already are. Toddler care. Oh yeah, there we go. So yeah, there's basically a long backstory about why this is happening, I think. It fits the pattern why Grimm was so kind to us to begin with, and lately he just like is not really willing to save anyone. Oh my gosh, you little cutie! Oh, look at that baby half sisters. But yeah, I really want to come up with a little mini series or just 1 or 2 episodes that shows the backstory for why Grimm was so kind to us to begin with, but has since changed his mind about how he's going to treat us. But it's taking a little bit longer to get to, and now with the patch coming out next week, on Tuesday, I think, it's going to be a really bad time because I'm 100% sure it's going to break a bunch of mods and or break the game, as is often the case when the new patch just come. Go, Daina, go! She is so cute! Up she goes. Oh my gosh, look at that hair. What a baby. She was calm. Now she's fussy. You know what? I can understand why. Ignore that attic stack decoration box. It's just because, you know, sometimes they throw decorations on things that they shouldn't throw them on. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Vitalia is so cute. Ugh. Okay, Daina, I'm pulling for you, so please, please, please be fine. Let's find out. Vitalia loves to sing. That's adorable. Okay, Daina cannot roll the numbers 4, 8, 12, or 16. That's all. That's all. Please, please, please. Oh, she's fine. Daina is fine. Everything's fine. Nobody needs to panic. Nobody needs to freak out. It's okay. It's okay. Baby Daina's made it. Everything's fine. You're fine, little baby. Okay, so everything's fine. I mean, it's not really fine because, of course... Oh, they're chatting with each other. I mean, it's not really fine because they've had so many losses around here, but at least these 2 kids have got each other, I guess. Look, they're actually friends already, so that's great. Oh, the chickens. My bad. Okay, I'm moving Irma in here just for a minute because I need her to make us some food. Okay. Oh my gosh, how cute. Daina really loves sound and Vitalia really loves singing. That's adorable. But yeah, while these guys are kind of like, you know, doing their thing, by which I mean one child is wrecking stuff and another is eating, and Irma's making food. Oh my goodness, Vitalia. Vitalia! First of all, I'm struggling with the camera controls, and second of all, what are you doing, little miss? But anyways, so the cause of death for both Vilkas and Yelu rolled separately from when they both had their poor rolls was for both cases food poisoning. Or, yeah, food poisoning. Was in both cases food poisoning. But a more medieval look at food poisoning is that it might have been ergotism, which was called St. Anthony's fire back in the day. And it was like, it broke out in rashes and was pretty common because it was brought on by consuming contaminated rye grain. And the rye grain would be infected with a fungus that people would then eat, causing ergot poisoning, ergot poisoning, because it's ergotism. Oftentimes, people actually had to eat this in order to avoid starvation. And sometimes at this point in time, prisons would actually deliberately feed contaminated rye to prisoners who would eventually die of kidney failure because of the complications from getting ergotism. The fire part of St. Anthony's fire refers to the burning sensation that people who had this would get in their hands and feet. In chronic types of the disease, it would cause gangrene. And in the acute version of the sickness, it would actually cause convulsions. Symptoms of having ergotism included muscle cramps, insomnia, nausea, agitation, sores, burning that was caused by a restriction in blood vessels in your extremities, which was what would then lead to the gangrene, hallucinations and convulsions, which would sometimes make people who had it appear crazed. And this would sometimes break out in waves of communities in the Middle Ages. Mostly poor people ate rye, and it was rye that was especially susceptible to the fungus, which is why a lot of the time it was a poor person's disease and not a disease of the nobles. But rather than it just being food poisoning, I kind of went with the idea that maybe Yelu and Vilkas were a little bit suspicious of their bread. They didn't have anything else. And rather than letting, their family members, at the time Oshara was pregnant, or Lena, I think, might have been pregnant. Both of them, if they weren't pregnant, would have been breastfeeding. And so maybe they ate the food that was a little bit more suspicious. Oh my gosh, this kid. So that they could save their family members. And that's how I chose to interpret food poisoning in their case. I really thought that we might be able to save Yelu, but I really thought we might be able to save Oshara too. Where did the other kid go? Well, we lost her. Daina's pretty cute though. What are you doing, Irma? Irma, when are you going to get married? That's what I want to know. Other than that, this year in Lithuania, well, I guess it wasn't in Lithuania, it was in Poland. Casimir the Great, King John of Bohemia, and King Charles Robert of Hungary met in Visegrad for one of the most famous conferences of the Middle Ages. That's a quote. This conference was to kind of figure out how to create peace between these Christian communities in the wake of all of the fighting and conflict that had happened. And so in November, a group of the Teutonic Knights came with the demand that Casimir renounce his claim to West Prussia, which was part of the lands that they were holding and had gathered over time. So at this point, the Grand Master of the Teutonic Order is now Dietrich, who was marshal in 1331 at the battle that was so crazy, where originally Ladislav and Casimir won. And then the reinforcements from the order side arrived, and they had to take off running, at which point 600 of their men were taken prisoners. And Dietrich had them all killed, all 600 of them. So he's now Grandmaster, and I've seen it said that he wanted revenge for this battle. But their demand was that Casimir give them back West Prussia. The knights actually ended up, oh my gosh, did you see that? Vitalia and Daina just gave each other a hug autonomously. And now they have a supportive family dynamic. Ugh. Something good comes out of all of the tragedy. I'm just going to focus on these two. They're too cute not to, even though Vitalia's got a big old stinky diaper. But the knights actually made bigger concessions than their instructions had allowed. They went further than they were supposed to. But the mediators of this just proposed autonomously again. Oh my god. But the mediators just proposed a return to the original status quo. So they didn't really take advantage of the fact that both parties were willing to sort of meet in the middle. King John of Bohemia had been claiming that he should get the Polish throne. He gave that up, leaving the granting of West Prussia to the knights invalid. And Casimir offered to give West Prussia to them as a gift, but it basically didn't go any further than the offers back and forth, because on the one side, the Polish nobles really didn't support it, And on the other side, the Pope insisted that Casimir do more than give that land to the knights. So basically, it was an important conference, but it didn't ultimately accomplish that much. And essentially, that led to the old conflict starting up again. Meanwhile, though, in Samogitia/Lithuania, the war, quote, had continued at an intense but unspectacular level. On the one hand, while the Teutonic Order were busy dealing with all of this conflict with Poland and these mediations, the Livonian Knights, also known as the Sword Brothers, were basically attacking from 5 different cities, which is why we've been doing the home risk roll, because they've been very aggressive, but with no specific this big battle, just a very aggressive onslaught of attacking again and again and again. And so that's about it for Lithuania this year, actually. And that's about it for this family as well. Good news here, because Daina is safe for now. Vitalia is safe for now. I cannot remember when Lena's next roll is, but I might keep Irma here for a bit because Sophia's, I don't know. Sophia's a little bit settled, but I don't know. Things are tense over there. We'll see. So maybe Irma stays for a bit. Maybe she goes back and forth. I guess Sophia is not that far away, so we can just kind of move her around as we need to. And hopefully she meets somebody and falls in love on her own. But we do have one more household to get to because there's another baby coming along today, hopefully. So I will see you when we get to the next house. And I just realized that we forgot little baby Sten's age up because it's on the same day as Eleanor's twins, and so I can't see it on the spreadsheet when I look, but here he is. He's apparently intense, because I guess that runs in the family, and this is what he looks like. Now I'll see you when we get to the next family. Well, and here we are at the Brewer household, because there is another birth here today, and Elizabeth is in fact in labor, I noticed as I came here. I don't think it had been close enough to the time yet for it to alert us, but she is in labor, so let's go ahead and have, actually, no, there's not enough space. Never mind, I'm not going to be smart. Go ahead and have this baby. Also, while I came in to check, because I didn't know if she was going to go into labor early or not, but Aiken and Alexander now have a difficult family dynamic. I don't know if it's because they both want to be heir and inherit the tavern, if it's something else, if they've got some kind of like jealousy with each other. I'm not really sure exactly what the deal is, but I can tell you that they basically got a difficult family dynamic and immediately started just yelling at each other nonstop, arguing, insulting. But yeah, it was a nasty kind of situation. They really went at it once they decided that they were going to have a difficult family dynamic. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But for now, Elizabeth, this is all about you. Another oh, I hope it's a really pretty kid. I hope that it's a girl, because they have all these boys, not enough lands to inherit. It is a girl. Oh, yes. Massive win. Super win. What's a name? Okay, so I'm going to go with the name Arden. I know I said I wasn't going to do all A names, but it's too late. It's already happened, and it would be weird to change it at this point. This might be their last baby. Oh. It'll be weird, though, because I think Elizabeth really likes being a mom. A mom of young babies. Oh, so cute. Okay, for Elizabeth, she just cannot roll the numbers 1 or 11. That's all she has to avoid. So, oh, she's fine. Okay. And for the baby Arden cannot roll the numbers 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or 20. Baby scraped through. Okay, everything's great. Everything's wonderful. Nobody needs to panic. Everything's gonna be just fine. Thank goodness. Okay, so we get to finish on a happy note because Elizabeth and baby Arden are totally fine. We didn't quite get to go our half year with no fatalities because it was Yelu's time, But if we didn't do the delayed passing away from the birthday rolls, then we would have lost 2 other Sims. So I guess ups and downs. Well, we don't know. Grim might have been kind in the end. I doubt it, but he might have been. So I guess on that note, we're going to go ahead and leave this year here. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this part. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in the year 1336. Bye bye everyone.